What's up YouTube? This is Groudon Empire and today I am here recording another episode of Route Global 1000, a series where I take on the rating battle spot singles ladder and I try to get to top 1000 in the world, which, if you did not know, is equivalent to top 4 in the United States. It is equivalent to top 2 in Great Britain, and is equivalent to top 10 in South Korea. And yeah, that's what it's equivalent to. And in Japan, it's equivalent to like 1900 and the 91st position or something. And that's why it's Route Global 1000 and not top something like that. However, it could be top 10 in the United States if I really want to do that, but that wouldn't be too exclusive, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, there are only 4 hours till the end of Season 6 of Pokemon X and Y. So this is actually almost the end of the season. And Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire comes out in 1 week. And not only that, I am literally 1 win away from cementing my position in the top 1000 in the world. And top 4 in the United States. Again, I'm using a Japanese region cart, so if you look me up on the United States region board, you're not going to see me. In the Japanese one, you're going to see me at 1990. So, yeah, so just compare scores. Now, I am definitely going to try to submit this for the Lumiose community submission thing if this turns out to be really good. And it will, it will. Or it might not. I'm hoping it will, because this is definitely this has potential to be the single most important battle that I ever have in Pokemon until this date. So I'm just gonna get right into it and press this challenge button. Currently, as you can see, I am going in with a rating of 1902. I've made it to my goal of 1902 of getting into the 1900s. Now it is just up to me to just make sure I can get a solid win, and I pretty much cement myself in the top 1000 in the world. And even if I don't, it's so close, I'm really not going to bother to do another game if I win this one. We find our opponent at 1880, and I am so nervous. I really hope. Alright, so I'm going to write their team down. It is so similar to my team. Of course it would be, because I am using an amazing team. So you'd expect something like that to happen from other people on BattleSpot as well. That Azumarill and the Blaziken are definitely going to be setup Pokemon. That Scizor might be a scout. It might also be a setup Pokemon. Something to note is that Latios is a dual screener. And actually, when you think about it like that, for the individuals that don't know that Latios is usually a dual screener in this format, that means a Mega Tyranitar can set up, Blaziken can set up, Azumarill can set up, Scizor can set up. Every single Pokemon on my opponent's team can actually end up setting up, and that is crazy. That is absolutely ridiculous. And I need to do something about that, because if something were to happen to me, then I would be the saddest person I know of. Are there focus sashes to be wary of? Honestly, I don't think there are, but rocks are always nice. So I'm going to start off with the Garchomp, and I'm going to have a Azumarill, because if Azumarill puts in work versus Tyranitar, Blaziken, and yeah, it is bulky enough to take on the Scizor too, and definitely that Latios. That Latios is a gigantic pain, because Latios dual screens, and Garchomp can't finish it with an Outrage, so it's crazy. For my last Pokemon, I really feel like I should be bringing the Blaziken. So Blaziken will be my last Pokemon. And we are going to get right into this. I am so nervous, but I am also so excited. I'm not sure if community submissions and Lumiose are allowed to be on your channel and Lumiose as well, but I'm not going to use their watermark if I submit it to, if I also use it on my channel. I'm going to use my own watermark. And for Lumiose, I'll use whatever specifications they have, so it's going to be pretty much specified. It's going to be different enough that I should be able to do my own for this. Now anyway, our opponent starts off with the Scizor. And that's probably a U-turning Scizor. And that means this Scizor is not going... That means a Latios is not a dual screener. That's what it means to me, anyway. My opponent is probably going to U-turn. However, whatever my opponent does, I do feel like Earthquake is my best move. I'm not going to set up the rocks. Okay, so my opponent is going to bring out the... Alright, okay, so my opponent is going to bring out... is going to Mega Evolve. And my opponent might just end up setting up Swords Dances for like 10... Never mind. Never mind what I just said. And right now, I think it would be a good time to use Stealth Rock, maybe? I think right now would be a good time to use Stealth Rock. My opponent is probably the Toxic Roost, Bullet Punch, Swords Dance set, or maybe U-turn Bullet Punch, Roost, and Toxic. There's definitely Toxic and Roost going for it for sure. We obviously see that, you know, there's nobody needs to question that fact, you know, that's definitely something we see in front of our faces. I am going to just use an Earthquake right now, and it's gonna Bullet Punch me, and it's gonna take rough skin damage, and I'm just going to Earthquake because I can do that. It's gonna be nice for me, you know, it's gonna be a good time. And I get a crit. That crit, it probably matters, but at this turn, I am just going to... should I switch out or should I stay in? I think it would be my best interest to actually switch out. Switch out? No. I'm not going to switch out. I am just going to use the Earthquake. I am just going to use the Earthquake because I do not want to risk getting... Well, my opponent is going to Roost up, right? But I did not want to risk anything funny happening to my Garchomp. That is the last thing that I want to be happening to my Pokemon. The last thing. My opponent is probably going to Roost up because that is my opponent's safest option. And I am going to go into Blaziken right now, and I seriously hope I do not end up regretting this, because if I do, I will be so sad. I have no words to explain just how sad I will be. I will truly be sad if something were to happen right now. And I'm just going to go straight away for the Mega Evolution, and I'm going to Swords Dance because I predict my opponent to switch out or something along those lines. And my opponent does not switch out. Wow. Well, it doesn't matter if my opponent does not switch out. My opponent definitely has a Azumarill. I can feel it. I can feel it. I really can. My opponent definitely has a Azumarill. And that means I have a high chance of dying, right? I'm actually going to run a Calc because I have potential of actually being like so high after this game. I am not going to throw that away by not running a Calc when I can easily just run a Calc. Mega Blaziken. How much damage does a Mega Blaziken take? I have specific EV, so I can't even just use the standard calculator. Wow. Alright, so after Stealth Rock at +2, I think High Jump Kick kills it. Okay, that's nice to know. But how much damage does it do to me? It does 120. I am going to go for a Flare Blitz because the Azumarill is going to kill my Blaziken no matter what. I want to repeat that. The Azumarill will kill my Blaziken no matter what. And honestly speaking, you know, it would be nice if I went for the high jump kick and I landed it, so I wouldn't take that much recoil. But again, if an Azumarill comes, and the Azumarill will come, I'm still going to die because it does do a good amount of damage, and I do take a good amount of damage from. I don't know what Pokemon this is though. This is a Tyranitar, and my opponent either has the Protect, or it feels like he's gonna go for the risk. He's going to have me. He is going to have. I feel like my opponent is probably gonna use Protect. I strongly feel my opponent is going to use Protect. There is no other way you would bring in a Mega Tyranitar in front of me. What Pokemon is this? It brings in the Zapdos. That is very interesting. A +2 high jump kick does do a number on it. I don't agree with my opponent's move, because after rocks, a +2 high jump kick still kills my opponent. But I feel what they were trying to do, at least. And I win this game, I feel, if I can just land the +2, not the Flare Blitz, but the high jump. Flare Blitz does work, but I need to land a +2 high jump kick. For sure. Actually, I'm going to do a calc just to be sure. I have to be sure if high jump kick is truly my best option. After rocks, it is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, so right now I am in a pickle. I am going to go for the safe high jump kick. Yeah, I am going to go for the high jump kick, because if I land it, that will be gorgeous, and I do land it. And as you guys can see, I land it, and it KOs this Zapdos after Stealth Rock damage. So this is absolutely gorgeous. I did a damage calc, and the damage calc, according to the EV spread that I see in front of my face, it would not have been enough to have won me the game. However, that does not matter. It does not matter that the damage calculator says whatever it says, because after Stealth Rock damage and whatever spread, you know, I don't know what spread my opponent has on the Zapdos, but whatever the spread my opponent had on the Zapdos, there is no. Actually, you know what? My opponent actually took Sandstorm damage and Stealth Rock damage. So if they have the spread that's similar to the one on the Showdown calculator, then definitely I got a high roll. And you know what? Sometimes you need a high roll to win. And this is Pokemon. As long as I didn't get a crit, it's not hacked. So it's wonderful. And I will go for the safe superpower right now. If I get flinched, this will be disastrous. Absolutely disastrous. I do have the Citrus Berry, so I can afford one flinch. One flinch, we do not get flinched. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I am so glad. I am so happy. I am so excited. I cannot tell you guys. I want to tell all of my subscribers, all of the viewers, for all of you guys who are watching this series, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you guys can end up supporting this channel in the future, especially for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and if I ever do other competitive stuff and suggest other things for this channel. Also, I would love for viewers who are not subscribers, that even you guys should leave your feedback. You know, maybe one day I will do something on this channel that you end up liking so much that you end up subscribing. And also, if you like the stuff so much already and you've not subscribed, it would be awesome if you could subscribe, because you already like the content. So it really doesn't hurt any of us. And this is actually too long for Lumios's community submission. However, I am still going to try. Maybe they'll put it, because this is a very high level Battle Spot Singles game, and this is actually one of those games that I feel are actually beneficial for the community to see. And this is the last game that I'm going to be having in this, and this is one of the last games that are going to be in X and Y Season 6, which is the final season of the pre-Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire XY League of Single that I'm doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was Groudon Empire. Peace out!